Hey everyone, so today it was finally time to try out Nightfall after Diana's buffs. So before I can explain her buffs, if you aren't aware, I should first explain how Nightfall works. So Nightfall is a keyword that activates some sort of ability whenever it's not the first card played in a round. And it releases at the same time as the other keyword called Daybreak, which means it only activates the effect if it's the first card played in a round. But yeah, basically all these cards are gonna activate once you place something before them in a turn. So the deck has to kind of run little cheap triggers to enable you to play these units with their Nightfall effect activated. But so what happened with Diana is that, well, first of all, the way Diana works is that whenever you activated her Nightfall effect, you get Challenger this round. And so you basically had to play something before you played Diana, and then you get the effect one time. But then you wouldn't start getting the effects every single Nightfall trigger after that until you leveled her up, which takes 4 different Nightfall activations. So it was quite awkward. You basically played her with a Nightfall effect, which again is sort of difficult sometimes early game. You get the one Challenger effect, and then you gotta activate Nightfall 3 different times after that to be able to like start getting her effect every single time you activate Nightfall. And by the way, once she levels up, she starts getting Challenger and +2 attack every time. So she's able to like assassinate really big things. But so the change they made, which made a big difference, is that now it's whenever you activate another Nightfall, you give her Challenger. So you're able to activate her effect multiple different times before she levels up, which is a big deal. And it also means that you can actually play her the first in a sequence in a turn, because you don't actually need her Nightfall effect to get her Challenger now. For example, on like turn 3, you could play a Diana first into a Stygian Onlooker, and so Diana would come down without Nightfall, but once you Nightfall the Stygian Onlooker, Diana would then get Challenger. Whereas before, if you needed Challenger, you'd have to play something like maybe even Stygian first, just to be able to Nightfall Diana and then get the Challenger effect, which is really awkward, unless you had some sort of other trigger that turn. But yeah, basically just makes it way more convenient to activate Diana, and you get to do it more times. And it actually made her quite strong. Then the other champion of the deck is Nocturne, so he's really cool. So what happens is that whenever you activate his Nightfall effect, you grant an enemy vulnerable, so that stays. But for the rest of the round, all the enemies lose 1 attack. And then once you've attacked with 5+ Nightfall enemies, you level up. And then every time you attack after he levels up, he gives your entire board fearsome. And also every single unit you play on the field after he's leveled up reduces all the enemies' attack by 1 every single time. And there's a lot of cheap little units, so if you have Nocturne leveled up, you can actually reduce the enemy's attacks by a lot. And yeah, so the Nightfall cards in the deck are Stygian Onlooker. When you activate its Nightfall, you get +2 attack and fearsome. So it's a really cheap way to do quite a bit of damage. Lunari Shadestalker. When you Nightfall it, you grant it elusive. It has a decent stat line, so it doesn't die to too many things. Then I put in some Crescent Guardians. I really like the 3 health stat line in this meta right now of having like avalanches and ravines and stuff. And when you Nightfall it, you actually get 2 attack and it has overwhelm, so a 5/3 for pretty cheap is quite good. Then you run Doom Beast, so when you Nightfall it, you drain 2 from the enemy nexus. Then we have Unto Dusk, so you draw 1, but if you Nightfall it, you activate an ally's Nightfall effect, ignoring any targeted portions, which usually just refers to Nocturne. But so for 2 mana burst speed, you could give a Stygian extra 2 attack, for example, and fearsome again. You could activate Shadestalker's elusive if you hadn't previously. You can give Crescent Guardian 2 more attack. And a lot of the times you're using it on Doom Beast to drain an extra 2. And so because I mentioned that you need to play these cards second, like in sequence a lot of turns, you're going to want a lot of cheap little turn starters to enable Nightfall. And so the best one for that is Lunari Dustbringer. So it's just a 1 mana 2/1, but it gives you this Dusk Petal Dusk in hand. And it's a 1 mana burst speed spell that reduces the cost of your next Nightfall unit played by 1. So it basically just lets you like cheat out these Nightfall cards for the same mana you would normally pay, but it activates their Nightfall. And it also technically allows you to kind of use spell mana as unit mana. For example, if you play Lunari Dustbringer, you could theoretically use the Dusk Petal Dusk if you have mana left over on turn 3 to play Nocturne early. I don't know if that would be ever the best play, but it's just an example of how you can use spell mana to play units. Then Fading Memories, you pick a follower and create an ephemeral copy of it. That's a 0 mana burst speed way to make sure that the next card you play gets Nightfall activated. Then you can use it to copy like any card that would be good in the situation. Like maybe you want some extra Crescent Guardians or extra Doom Beasts. Or maybe the opponent has a really good card you want to steal. Then Heaven's Alliance is an interesting card. It's focus speed, but that usually doesn't matter because it's usually when you're starting your turn. And if you play it first in the turn, you create a random Nightfall card in hand. But if you Nightfall it, you create a random Daybreak card in hand. And so a lot of times you're going to want to Daybreak it, so you get an extra Nightfall card in hand, and it triggers all the rest of your cards to be Nightfall that turn. Then we have the Flight. It's not actually Nightfall, but but it's a cheap card to be able to play down first to enable Nightfall on the rest of your cards. And it's elusive, so it can usually chip in some damage, and then it draws you one and shuffles it back into the top cards of your deck. Then we have the Sky Shadows, so it's not actually Nightfall itself, but when it's summoned it refills 2 spell mana if you behold a Nightfall card. And it has 3 attacks, so it is like weak to pings because it only has 1 health. But if they can't answer it, it is pushing quite a bit of damage. And you do want spell mana in this deck, especially because Stalking Shadows got nerfed a long time ago to 3 mana. And so some people actually cut this from Nightfall. I still think it's probably pretty good. I run out of cards quite often in this deck. And so it's really important, I feel like, to not run out of steam. But cards like this really benefit from the extra mana that the Sky Shadows can give you. And then we run Pale Cascade. You give an ally +1/+1 this round, and if it's Nightfall, you draw a card. This is pretty essential, so because it's a Nightfall card, it can help you like level up Diana faster. But also right now in the meta, there's a lot of like control decks. Obviously, you guys have probably noticed, and so it's really important to be able to keep some things alive. And yeah, so that's basically it. You're just constantly triggering Nightfall, trying to get as much damage as you can in, with like Crescent Guardians and stuff like that, and elusives. Mind you, don't have to be too aggressive. This isn't necessarily an aggro deck. Like, you don't necessarily need to just throw all of your units and just trade down every single like attack like an aggro deck. Because eventually, if you can level up Nocturne, he really benefits from having like a full wide board to be able to just make everything fearsome. But of course, sometimes you can just play really aggressively, try to get them down really low early, and then like finish them off with infinite Doom Beasts. When you have Doom Beasts, Stalking Shadows can copy more Doom Beasts. Then you have Fading Memories that can copy even more. And you have Untodusks, which can copy their effect. So like, you could play so many Doom Beasts in a game. So you do have access to quite a bit of burn. But yeah, I have to basically say that it really didn't feel that good playing this deck right now in this meta. It's kind of a bummer because they buffed this deck, but they just didn't nerf enough of the old stuff that was pretty good. And then they buffed control, which really hurts. Like, this deck has a lot of really cheap units. And so now that everyone's running like Vile Feasts and Whales and Boxes, a lot of times you're spamming out like multiple units per turn, so Box just kind of destroys that. And again, if you're good, you can like play around it to a certain extent, but if they're a really good control player, it feels like so hard. Like, the odds are just so against you to try to win. If you guys are just constantly playing against control decks like me, if your only goal is to climb, you probably don't want to choose this deck, unfortunately. But yeah, it is a fun deck, and Diana actually did get a lot better. Like, leveling up Nocturne with a bunch of these cards is just such a satisfying feeling. I mean, I've said this before, but I really wish they had changed Nocturne to not just work with Nightfall allies, and maybe make it so that if you've attacked with fearsome allies, it also works. Because he's such a cool card, and I love the way he works when he's leveled up. And I wish he didn't have to only be played in this Nightfall deck. But yeah, again, it is a really fun deck, just probably not the best right now. If there's a nerf soon, or a hotfix soon, which I kind of doubt, but if there is, this could see a lot more play. But yeah, that's about it. I want to thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Maybe even like the video, it would really help me out. And as always, if you want to see me play anything in the near future, you can leave a comment below. I make a Runeterra video every single day, so the extra ideas are definitely useful. And I hope you guys like it. Thanks. Uh-oh. Kindred Elise. That's like what, the Sentinel control? I have to keep this. You don't need to keep this, but I mean, it's a turn 1 play that I want to take right now.
Only a fool would enter battle unprepared. Can a spirit fight to the death? Thinking I'll learn soon.
Yeah, I don't think he ever blocks that. Kind of weird attack. Okay, so we're gonna play this into this probably.
Nagakabura sends her blessing.
And hopefully he can't like kill one of these.
It's our time. Don't you look a sight?
Okay. It kind of sucks that like we lose both of these, but I mean we kill both of his units, which is like I think really good.
We will be free. They retreat.
Okay, he has a Kindred down now, which is kind of scary. He can't kill that though. I think we just develop our elusives.
Mother Moon veil.
Now we can actually play Diana. Actually, maybe I should have played something else first, like to bait out some removal.
Each act of heresy is an act of passion.
I want to drag this, but like then I mean maybe I just push. Like what could he have
Come,
at 5 mana?
phase awaits.
Like even though this buffs it up like kind of too much, I think I might need the extra health just to kind of guarantee Kindred dies.
Whatever the cost. I will be heard.
And then Prage that he can't stop this. This plays around box. It plays around not really grasp. I don't know if people run grasp though.
Embrace.
Oh, that's annoying.
Expect death.
I guess if something has to die, I'd rather it be. I mean, he shouldn't be able to kill anything, right? At this speed. Maybe I should have still played it though. In case he opens up with killing that, then it'll mark this.
Light is a lure in the dark. I smell prey.
It's kind of a lot of damage to take, but it is what it is.
Unseen, unheard, the new moon conceals you from our foes.
Okay.
Its heart beats fast now.
It knows.
Sure.
Bloom and fade with the morning.
This gives us challenger onto our
Forgive me. I cannot turn
Kindred.
back. Face your heretic.
I don't know if the order matters,
Truth.
just in case. Well, it actually marks that, and then it goes back to the hand. That's pretty cool. I kind of like that. It's a big play as well. He kills his own unit, doesn't even get the mark. It does protect Kindred though. We go back in the deck, ruin his mark. We get to burn him a little bit. I get some mana back, I guess. I actually want to play this because I want this to be the thing that gets marked if he kills something. I don't want him to kill these elusives.
Nothing's more exciting than an unsolved mystery.
We can just stun his Kindred as well, by the way, so he doesn't have to do any extra damage to us.
Its heart beats fast now.
It knows.
Okay, so
Who will we chase now?
Everyone, dear wolf.
now we have elusives that he has to deal with. This is already lethal. So you can probably stop it, so you probably swing with everything.
What's the motive?
Be still.
Okay, sure, we'll take that.
Never.
Yeah, I should have developed that. I don't know.
I think he had something on that case.
As soon as he goes for any kind of play, because it's ephemeral, he has to. Nice. So yeah, now he can't stop us from doing the Doom Beast. Honestly, I thought they'd be way favored in this matchup. I think he just messed up early by letting both of his units die, like in that trade. But yeah, we got him. Dino was pretty clutch, constantly threatening those Kindreds. It made him force out an atrocity that one turn. Yeah, Dino's pretty nuts. Alright. We got Teemo Kate shenanigans. Honestly, this card's really good. And they're all pretty good, but like they don't allow me to do anything right away. I kind of want to keep this though, in case I can play it on turn 2. By getting this thing, or yeah, that's perfect. Because I want to be able to deal with like Teemo's.
Their scent travels in the night air.
Yeah, it's probably this.
Darkness hides in my
I could have opted for like this into this. Honestly, might have been stronger right now. Because he might not have anything to play. And if he does, I might not be able to block fearsomes right now on like turn 2. Yeah, I probably should have tried to push for that crazy amount of damage. But I mean, I feel like he might have something like Pokey Stick or something. Yeah. So just developing that into that. We would have got that Pokeyed. Would have hit for the same amount of damage. Maybe it's good that we get rid of Pokies before we play this. Or when we have protection with like this.
Oh, if mushrooms could talk.
Oh, that's good. I was gonna say, right at this time it was kind of awkward because I didn't want to play Nocturne without his Nightfall effect. Now I can do this into this. This will get Challenger as well. And we have protection. This could be a really strong turn. If he goes for the wrong removal, he can get punished pretty hard. That's annoying.
My patience wanes.
So, if he plays Otterpuss, we have to make a choice. Because if it's Otterpuss, then we play... So if we play this thing, and he pranks, it guarantee hits this. Because we won't have any cards in our hand. And then we can't protect something. I think it's worth. Like he can prank this if he wants. Yeah, and you should. can't use that, and now he can like he can feel free to like pokey this or something. Okay, so we can do something like this. This can block this or this. He probably has some way to kill this thing, like a Mystic or a Pokey. Can't protect it, which is really annoying. We got pranked, haha. We got pranked.
I'm a peddler, not a meddler.
Does he not have anything? Interesting prank then if you don't have anything. I mean, if it is just Pokey or whatever, I guess it doesn't really matter the block order. But like, you know I can't have it. Oh, this could be a Diana, right? Excuse me, sorry. I had to sneeze. I just realized, it actually does make sense to block that, I guess. I mean, he didn't have removal anyways. But like, I guess this could technically be a Diana, I think, and you wouldn't be able to prank it. So. Okay, pass. We want to use this to activate our Nocturne probably in the future. We got him down pretty low. That got buffed. Kind of Monka. Elusives are not bad. I think we want to go for these though. These are pretty scary. How much mana do we have next turn? So next turn we're gonna have 6 plus 2. They're probably going to do this for a unit. I think we're gonna play Nightfall into this. We can actually drag that with like the 3/1, let's say. And then what's kind of cool actually is that at burst speed we can play onto Dusk and do this effect again. If he plays like something with 3 attack, like if he doesn't play another Chump Wump, we get some pretty insane damage this turn. That's his play. I think we just do this then. Now he can't block these. Level up. And I think this is pushing lethal, right? You would need like quite a bit of spells to get through these attacks as well. If we had like 1 more mana to be able to Pale Cascade, we'd like, I feel like we'd auto win. I mean, he shouldn't be able to kill this, I feel like. You need like double Mystic or something. Oh, I guess Stress Defense works. But he's still really low. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of okay with this. He's down to 3. This can always ping the face. He still has to deal with this and this. Like, I mean, I guess this is always vulnerable, so we can always drag this with something silly. And then as long as Nocturne doesn't, oh, that's a really good card to refill our hand.
Oh, they found me.
I mean, I don't think it really matters. Like, that's a lot more than I thought, honestly, but I don't think we're dead. Doom Beast probably really good. We just have lethal right now, right then? Oh my god, that's a lot. Yeah, we just play this into the Unspeakable Horror, drain 1. And I don't think there's anything he can do. Noise. Yeah, I just added these cards in, and I think they're really strong. I just like the 3 health to be able to beat like avalanches and ravines and stuff. Yeah, he knows I have another Doom Beast, by the way. So
A special breed.
I literally have to block, by the way, because the way this shit works. But I'm pretty sure there's nothing we can lose to. Too easy. We dodged all the failure control decks. Oh, damn it, he killed himself. Damn it. Yeah, I think this Crescent Guardian is actually really good. I wasn't running it for my first few games, but I think it's just pretty nuts.
It has only just begun.
Yay. Feel the rush. Are you feeling it now? Feels kind of weird to keep Nocturne, but like, I need some big boys that don't die to Avalanche. You know? Do you know?
Each act of heresy is an act of passion.
If he has, what is it, Faces of the Old One?
I cannot turn back.
We're chilling. Okay, 4 damage. I'll play this. If he wants to like Avalanche, we just protect this.
The promise of a new moon upon you, bloom tender.
Or actually, do we? We can just play the new one for the same amount, right?
Embrace the night.
Can see the Debastian border from here. For the homestead.
No reason to block that, I don't think. This is a lot of damage to push right now. I think it's kind of trolling. I want to use this later when we get a bunch of if we can get a bunch of units on the field. Like if we use it right now, but this would have to like challenge it anyways. I think we go for this and hope it's no avalanche, like second avalanche. He did kind of avalanche pretty early. He didn't get greedy at all, which could mean a second one. But it could also be a ravine, and I guess if these are already gonna die to ravine.
Warm hearts and hot
Okay.
soup.
No more lies. Face your heresy.
I think we try to trade this because as of right now, this dies to ravine and avalanche when this doesn't. So I think we want these to trade off right now.
Light the signal fire.
Okay, we're 3 to 5, so that's good because Nocturne will count for himself, and then I only need one other thing now to give everything fearsome. He plays Trundle right now.
The trolls are
That's not that big of a deal.
bow to your king.
I think I'm gonna have to play like hope he doesn't have avalanche. If he does, I just surrender.
All beauty is transient.
Embrace the
If he doesn't have avalanche here, we just do too much damage. I mean, and if he does, I mean, our Nocturne doesn't die and our Diana doesn't die. Then we can just play this. Actually, you know what we probably do? If he avalanches? We just do onto dusk onto this. It makes that not be able to block fearsome. And we push with everything. I don't think I want to play this. I'm just kind of scared. Like, he paused for a long time. I think I just do this. Can't block.
I cannot turn back.
We technically are like massively lethal. And we hope it works. He must have like a vengeance, I assume, for this. But isn't that still like lethal? Yeah, vengeance is still lethal. He needs like freeze plus like Vile Feast or something like that. Yeah, if he had Vile Feast plus freeze, he could live. He could technically double Vile plus freeze. Whale might be enough. No, I don't think so actually. Whale would not be enough. We're out of range of box as well. Yeah, I think we might be chilling. Maybe whale plus bile on that would be scary. If he has it. Oh, aren't we chilling then? It's like the same as a vengeance, right? Unless he has. Oh no, Vile Feast now saves him. Shit. Oh, we're good. Nice. But it would make no sense for him to be greeting the avalanche, right? So if he does have some sort of avalanche, he could have box, I guess. But box wouldn't really kill our Nocturne. I think it's still worth the risk to play the one drop. Yeah, I probably should have played it, but we got him. Ooh, Lulu Zed. At least it's not control. He's one of the weirdos like me who's actually gonna play the game.
Night flowers upon my blade.
So if he has the barrier, dude, that feels bad. I think maybe I play around the barrier, dude. And just do this into this. If I play Diana and he plays the barrier, dude, that just would suck. I mean, I guess you just challenge the barrier, dude. It wouldn't be the end of the world, but now we can just do this.
I'll stop you.
I mean, yeah, Diana into the barrier, dude, that actually isn't that bad. I mean, it's not that good because you can like challenge my Diana next turn. And I get to kill the 3/2, I guess, for free. So I do 2 more damage this way. I think he has to do something. Guess not.
Temperamental as a moonlight.
Find your own light within the darkness.
Yours is a light I cherish, Moon Sister.
The hell is his plan? I mean, he wants to protect this, obviously. We can actually beat Sharp Sight.
It's our time.
Face your heretic.
Okay, I kind of wanted to do this now, but it's a bit risky, so I think I just... If this is what the trade he wants to do, I think I'm fine with that. I guess he just didn't want me to pull, like,
The order rewards
Shadow Assassin
faithful.
Fist? That's weird. Yeah, if I would have used Onto Dusk onto the Doom Beast right there, it would have leveled up Diana, and we would have put her to 3-3. This can block that.
Where'd she go? Please, Mom.
Damn. Okay, so he can kill this for free now. I don't think I want to use my Nocturne and get my Nocturne killed. Oh, I want to kill Young Lich, right? True. I mean, that means he can't use that to like do a buff for Nocturne, which is pretty good. So we're gonna want to play this. We're gonna ping something probably, and then we're going to use this possibly to lower everyone's attack, depending on what he plays.
Hang on, Buzzball.
Yeah, we're gonna ping that. Actually, I play this, right? Because more damage.
Lunari, rise.
We got him. We have enough fearsome damage, right? Nice. We could have done the Nocturne Nightfall effect again too, to like get rid of one attack from his whole board if he played like the barrier unit or Zed. So yeah, if you just dodge control, then this deck is okay.